How to stop talking yourself out of the stuff that you really want to do. I had this habit of talking myself out of the things even before trying them. I would constantly ruminate about the negative scenarios that would happen and why I would not be able to achieve the things that I wanted to do. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how you could get started with the stuff that you really want to do. There is a quote that goes somewhere around the lines of most battles are lost in the mind before making it to the fields. First, let's talk about why we talk ourselves out of the stuff that we really want to do. The real practical thing is you are just making excuses. That's it. You are simply making excuses instead of actually just doing out the stuff. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not feeling like I want to go to the gym. Let's do it tomorrow. These are the kind of the excuses that you give yourself. Another thing is lack of confidence. So because we do not have enough proof that we can actually do stuff, and the track record is kind of a poor thing that we have, since we have been constantly procrastinating and making excuses and leaving the things behind. So we do not have the track record that we could actually accomplish the things, which leads to lack of self-confidence. Another thing, having negative beliefs, is the kind of mindset thing where you believe like, I do not have the mental or physical capacity to do the thing, or I'm not ready enough. It's just you being pessimistic towards yourself and your potential. Then comes the voices of doubt. These voices are like, you're not good enough. Maybe you can do it later. Or maybe you're better off doing something else. Why not relax? You're not made for this. So these opinions that other people have about you, since they were not able to do these things themselves, they project their reality to your goals. There's this thing that Gary Vee says, most of the thoughts and opinions that you have about yourself are planted by other people. People fear that they'll be judged by their family, their peers, their friends, and they end up never starting. This could prevent them from doing all the great things that they actually could do in their life. Then there is a certain category of people is the fear of something bad might happen. It is generally the anxiety that holds you back. Like, if I'll do this, something bad might happen. Or what if I do this, but the result is not that what I expect it to be. It is just the anxiety which is holding you back from trying new things. Now, since we have figured out some of the reasons why we talk ourselves out of this thing that we want to do, so now let's talk about how does it makes us feel when we do not do the things that we actually want to do. So whenever we want to do something, there is a positive act and an emotion attached to it, but we suppress that. So this trigger out a series of negative emotions. A few examples would be, you would be missing out on the stuffs, like you want to go to a trip with your friends, but you end up making up some excuse that you have some kind of work coming up and you will be occupied during the weekend, even though you are just free and you're going to watch Netflix the whole weekend. So this would give you a regret, like I wish I started this sooner, or maybe asking out the person that you like. So all of these things could trigger out a feeling of regret within you. Another thing is when you postpone or when you want to do something but you don't end up doing that thing because the lack of inaction that you are practicing, this leads to lower amount of confidence. So since you did not do the tough stuff, you do not have the track record where you could prove yourself that I am worthy and I have done it and I can do it now when I start something new. That's why you end up not taking up another new thing that you actually want to do. So since you are used to staying in the comfort zone, you won't even pop out of your comfort zone to try out new things. Inherently, you'll decrease your comfort zone, and even the things that you feel a little bit of discomfort, you would stop practicing that as well. So this shrinks your ability to take out the risks, to go and do new things, and it shrinks down the comfort zone more and more and more and more, and you're just trapped in this bubble of the things, limited things that you can do, and there comes the monotonous life. So these are some examples that triggers those feelings of regret or lack of confidence or the feeling of holding and suppressing ourselves. Okay, so what is the solution to all of this? The solution is a two-step process. The first is a question that you need to ask yourself, and second are some actionable steps that I took and you guys could do it for yourselves. The question that you must ask yourself is, are you actually happy or just comfortable? Most of us do not want to give up the comfortable life that we have, and trying something new, as I told, our mind says, we gotta stay in that comfort zone. So we never practice the discomfort. Once you ask yourself this question, you know, really the happiness is in doing the things that you actually want to. So for me, a theory that works is action leads to motivation, and motivation leads to more action, and that leads to happiness and achievement of goals. There is this concept of comfortable misery. You're miserable because you're used to it. Since a person is so much used to the monotonous life and those schedules and those rhythms, the person just feel a sense of fake happiness which is kind of a happiness for some, but not for all. That's why you need to ask yourself, are you happy or just comfortable? Once you start asking this question in every aspect of your life, you'll see your life change dramatically. Okay, now coming to the second part of the solution, that are the actionable steps. It all starts with acceptance. You need to accept the fact that you're making excuses and you just do not want to do it right now. For example, I'm not gonna go out with my friends because I'm making an excuse that my job requires me, even though it doesn't. And you could easily plan out that weekend trip, but you're actually just making the excuse. You just need to start and acknowledge that you're making excuses. Another thing that I learned after a lot of poor experiences was you are never going to be 100% ready. Instead of preparing for everything, just simply go, do the thing, improvise, learn alongside, and implement. It's that simple. How about taking challenges as they come down the line? How about not planning each and every step of a journey? Because definitely there would be a lot of plan changes. You will never be ready. Just take the action. Another thing is show courage. How does it apply to your actual life? You need to show the courage, take the action. When you want to go and ask that person out, when you want to go and start that business, when you want to go and quit that job and do something of your own. It takes courage to do stuff. And courage is simply practicing that action which you do not want to do at that point of time, but you have that will inside of you that you will make it happen. That's the simple reason why the stories of courage are appreciated by a lot, but practiced by a few. Since you had a thought that you want to try out something new, that means from within you had a will to do something. So now, instead of giving your mind a window to talk yourself out of that stuff, you just take a simple small action towards that goal. Just get that starting anxiety out of yourself. So once you have started, it is so much easier to get into that momentum of doing stuff. Another example, want to ask that person out? Just shoot your shot. You can think about their response later. Just do it right now. Maybe they'll agree, maybe they won't. That doesn't matter. You just gotta keep that engine rolling. So there's this thought that struck my mind while I was making this video. If you do nothing, there's no surprise that anything would happen to you. The result is nothing. In case you want to build a better relationship with social media, you can check out this video that's on how to build a better relationship with social media. And I'll see you guys real soon.